Wow, guys, I'm telling you what. I'm looking at this gentleman here and I'm thinking he's probably thinking he's never seen an intro like that before. Here's the thing. I'm going to tell you a little bit about our guests tonight. Welcome in all you beautiful people, all you light workers, all you wonderful, wonderful people. You are going to have the best show tonight. And I'll tell you why. This is always so weird for me because I have been in love with this person's mind for I don't know how many years. And I've seen him on the wonderful Conflict Radio, my nephew Mike. And it's so funny when you feel like you know the person and they've never met you before and they don't know what to expect. And I just know we're going to have a blast tonight because I have picked this gentleman to start off the new show on Rumble where we are telling the truth. We're ripping the Band-Aid off. We're going down the rabbit hole. And this is the one I promised you where we're going to be on Rumble. Most of the time, we're going to be on X. And the reason we're going over there is because, well, First Amendment, freedom of speech. And if I did this show all on the inner tubes tonight, I wouldn't have a channel anymore because we're just telling the truth tonight. So I hope you're here and you're ready for that. I hope you got, all of your gear that you need to go down that rabbit hole because this gentleman is down my dark little alley and I am so proud to have him. So if he's ready, give me a thumbs up, Mr. Olsen. Can you hear me? Oh, I got a thumbs up. Okay. Now, before I bring him on, you know darn good and well that all of my authors get a little bit of video. Here we go. 5 right out the mute box. Hello, honey. Welcome to my show. I'm so pleased that you're here. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me all right?
I got you, man. I got you 5 by 5. How are you?
I'm doing
Thank
just
you.
fine. Nice to have
Thank
me
you
on your
so
show
much.
and to
Oh
connect in this
gosh.
way.
I'm absolutely thrilled, man. And it isn't that weird. Do you find that weird? It's like people have been watching you for a long time. They come in and they see you at the conventions or whatever. It's like I've been watching you for years, and they know all this stuff, and they can, tell you the things that you've said or talked about and intrigued them or sent them off to dive into and all this other stuff. And and then you get to meet somebody that like that. And it's just so neat. I just think it's so cool, but it's got to be
Cool.
tiresome sometime too. I'm not going to say I'm your number one fan. I'm not going to misery on you.
Well, I'm a Leo, so we like to bask in the sun, hence my suntan, and heading up to go skiing tomorrow. But last night I
Yeah,
was on Coast to Coast
I
with a
know.
new host named Rich Barra. He's a super cool guy.
Oh
He's
yeah.
going to have me on again at the end of the year when my 11th book comes out called Secrets of Antarctica. And we talked about that quite a bit. Here's my map of Antarctica. This is my
Yeah.
little interview lounge inside my warehouse on my ranch out here in northwest Nevada,
I think it's
where
awesome.
I
It's
am.
awesome. And you're going on a trip tomorrow. So listen, guys, we're just super grateful that you took the time tonight to pop in here because I know you're on a long trip starting tomorrow, and I just appreciate short notice and everything you coming in here. But Man, I mean, I just caught you. When were you on Jaco? A couple days ago, right, Michael?
Close to a week ago, yeah.
Maybe a week.
And
Okay,
Nino Rodriguez before that, and then
right.
Ground Zero with Clyde
Little Nino.
Lewis 2 days
Yeah,
before
yeah,
Coast to Coast. So a lot of those interviews are pertaining to these new findings that the Scottish and Italian team came up with, these scans of the Giza Plateau and
absolutely.
the underground features there, which I am of the mind that this is a complete game changer. This
Yeah,
changes ancient history as we know it fundamentally. And it also
absolutely.
throws the whole dynastic pharaohs built the pyramids as their tombs theory out the window too. What a joke.
What a joke, man.
They're not
Tell
going to
me,
build a
did they ever
giant
find a mummy?
capacitor.
Did they ever
They've
find
never
a
found a
mummy
mummy.
in any of the, this is what I'm
No.
saying. This is what
But
I'm
here's
saying.
what's trippy about the Great Pyramid. And I was there in 1993. Inside the king's chamber, there is a sarcophagus, but it's made out of a different stone. It's this hard granite, and other casing stones and megaliths within the Great Pyramid are also this granite, which came way down the Nile, over 100 miles away. So, number one, how did they get it there? It's just like, how do they move these megaliths around the world? We're talking about a kind of science that we're still not acquainted with. Then you have these underground features, which are a whole series of caves, levels, tunnels, even an interaction with how they routed the Nile River through there. So then you have water, which can also work in conjunction with a capacitor or a power station. And we're talking about the high tech of a very advanced civilization that once lived on this planet.
Absolutely. Totally agree. And I've not been there. I have not been to the pyramids. I'm certainly not going to Antarctica, but boy, I'll tell you what, we can trip all through this. But the thing is with, I can look back and what year did Von Donigan's, the Chariot of the Gods and all that come out, right? I saw this in the theater,
ago.
man. Yeah, I saw this in the theater when I was just a kid, and I remember seeing the battery. I remember seeing all the, all of the stuff that they had, the electroplating and, and all this, and reading the book. And we just, people like us that have been in the esoteric and the paranormal, supernatural, metaphysical all our lives. And we started early because we're back. We're back. Yeah. So we can absolutely go through all that. But here's the thing. The pyramids always seemed something bigger to me. And then if it's for the bodies, why is there so many other pyramids all around the globe? Because it's a globe, it's not flat. So what a psyop that was, man. So yeah, absolutely, we could trip through all of this, and that's what I figured, just to get to know you kind of thing with everybody in this chat. These are gatekeepers. This is I'm telling you, we're going to have a blast. And everybody in here is a light worker. They're, seasoned, as far as, trying to get through. And that's one reason I really like Mike a lot, because he kind of shows that light workers they're not sissies. We're not pushovers. We're warriors at this point, if you're getting through all the stuff, and we're powering through. And I honestly believe we were all put here or chose to be here at this time. And you look back all through, I really do, man. And I'm bumping into so many people that have that kind of feeling or memory or whatever. It's all like everybody's coming together in this consciousness thing. So what I thought for tonight would be, really interesting, just to get like a kind of sampler, nice and easy on you. We don't have to, do, because I've seen you do 2 solid hours on, whatever. Whatever you want to talk about, whatever you want to trip through. It's like a tiptoe through the conspiracy facts, because that's what it is. And I thought for YouTube, it'd be nice if we spent if you wouldn't mind telling a little bit about yourself and this esoteric series. You've got the wonderful Laura Eisenhower on there, and we all send our love to her, and blessings. And, all our light workers have been trapping through the mud. I'm here to tell you. And we just love her so much. We just want her to know that, because it's just
I published her very first book.
I know, it's wonderful.
The Truth Frequency.
There it is. It is.
Really cool graphics in here, and Laura's journey and a lot of her teachings and where she's
Yeah.
at now. Hoping
What a
she
beautiful
comes
soul.
through with book number 2. We do have a 3-book deal. Same with Michael Jaco, his
Yeah.
new book, Awakening of a Warrior. This one also
And he's
super
got
cool.
Intuitive
His,
Warrior too, right? Oh yeah, and he's got Intuitive Warrior, I think, too.
Yep,
On your
yep.
yeah.
On my
Yeah, he's a
bookshelf here,
fantastic
too.
human being.
These are all my titles. I'm the author of the Esoteric book series, the Sacred Places book series,
Look at this, guys.
Insert
Isn't this
Adventure,
beautiful?
and some of my books, yeah, there you go, have been republished in Bulgarian.
Wow.
In the Cyrillic alphabet. So here's there you go. Here's Future Esoteric in Bulgarian.
Wow.
In
How neat was that?
Cyrillic crit. So even Eastern Europeans can read it. Look at the script. It's not the alphabet that we use.
Right.
Not
Oh
entirely.
wow. Oh my
Trippy.
goodness. Gosh,
Yeah.
that's beautiful. Gosh, I wish we had font like that. I'm big on
And
font.
they did a hardcover version, and all my images and captions, and even the outline, the way we divided the Esoteric series into 3 books.
Right.
or 3 big
And they
sections.
are.
This thing is
I wanted
thick.
to pull
This is
those
like-
up so you could see this, man. Oh gosh, yeah. So I'm not sure what
We're
order
working
they
on
came in,
Beyond
so
Esoteric
forgive me.
now.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then you've got the Future Esoteric and the Modern Esoteric, right?
Yeah. Right.
Okay, let me pull this up so we can see
Here's
that.
Modern Esoteric by the Bulgarians, and this one's even thicker. This is like as
Look at
thick
that.
as a dictionary.
Is
But
yeah.
they used all our symbols, the whole page layout design that we came up with,
That is neat.
and all the illustrations and captions. But with this weird, there's my
It's like the
name
old
in
phone book.
Bulgarian.
Man, but it's beautiful.
Modern
It really is.
Esoterica. So you can kind of read some of it. That clearly is esoteric, and that
Absolutely.
whatever how you pronounce that is modern. Same cover
That's
though too.
incredible.
They
Same
followed
cover.
our lead on cover design, because
How
when you
neat is
sell
that?
books to other foreign publishers, and so some of your listeners may not be aware, I'm a book publisher of other books, and Leo Lyon Zagami and Karen Tate, Lon Milo Duquette, Stephen T. Jones. And so this book, for example, we sold to the French, and it has been republished.
Burning Man.
Yeah, by a French Canadian publisher. Lon's book, Key to Solomon's Key, I did about a half a dozen translation deals with this book alone. So it's kind of one of the things in book publishing you got to learn how to do. And fortunately for me, I've had a really good distributor since I got into this in the mid 90s. I mean, this is now my 30-year anniversary as a book publisher.
Congratulations.
So for a while, and
you have others too. Yeah, you have. And I wanted to make sure that they knew that you have others too, because I thought it was very neat that you have the sacred places, you have the travel. It's almost like, is it almost like a travel guide with information and things like that if you're going, to certain places? Is that what you were shooting for?
So those sacred places guides, let me pull one off. It has even color inserts. So it's basically all the sacred places around in this particular book, Europe. And then I'm also an illustrator. So I did all the maps.
Oh.
This being of
photographer.
Holland and Belgium, of all the megalithic and megalithic sites, the New Stone Age type stuff. And then I did also, almost all the photography in this book, but also the some of the illustrations, some of the most famous prehistoric artworks of the Paleolithic era.
Wow, look at that.
I love illustrating.
How cool. That's really like, it's like a child. I mean, it's got so much of you in there. You've done the pictures, you've done the illustrations, you wrote it, you went there, you took the pictures. I mean, that's something. It's like a kid. It really is. It's very neat. I wrote one book and it was hard.
As a Viking, I'm recharting my old footsteps in past life.
Yeah. Oh man, I love that you said
if
that.
I did anybody harm out there as a Viking,
we're sorry.
Please
Yeah.
accept my sincere apology. It
Apologies.
was many lifetimes ago, and I think I've learned my lesson many times. Karma is a bitch, and I will
Karma
not
is
kill
a bitch.
anybody in this lifetime, and I am avowed nonviolent in service to all human beings in this lifetime.
Trying to be,
And I live a great life. I have no reason to be angry or upset or mad at the world about anything. I love life.
I know. And
Great.
I love that all through all of this, like you and, you know, myself, I've been just smiling the whole time. You know what I mean? It's like, what's next? What's that? You know what I mean? And we could talk about that over on the Rumble. But like when I see Michael, you know, and somebody's strong, it's like, stay in the love bubble, stay in the love bubble. I mean, this guy was a SEAL for Pete's sakes. Now I did time in the military. I was in the Army. I was a truck driver. I wasn't like, you know, I wasn't a SEAL. But, you know, you pick that up and you learn how in Native American in Lenape, I'm Lenape and Cherokee, and they tell you to keep that shadow person. You know what I mean? I'm sure you've heard of that, where you're just pulling that shadow person out to deal with what you have to deal with and put that back in and bring your good, you know, the good shadow person back out for your, you know, your everyday. And I think Mike really has that down big time. You know, a lot of the light workers in this chat have that, you know, have that down, trying to power through, going through whatever this apocalypse was, you know. So your esoteric series, when you started writing that, tell us a little bit about that. Not everybody out here knows what esoteric is. Is it different from occulted? What were you doing when you were pulling, you know, started that series to bring it out? What was your goal there?
Well, the word esoteric means it's information that is specifically known by a select group only. A bit of a hoarding of information in some cases, but also the mystery schools of old and the secret societies of modern days. And so they're all based on keeping secrets and keeping the way the world really functions and operates a tightly held secret. If people knew how the money was created in this country, said Henry Ford, there would be a revolution overnight. So it's in their best interest to keep us as ignorant as possible. I have been, I would even say, divinely tasked to be the one who collects this information, which we're not really allowed to know, but we can know it if we seek it out. And that is unlocking all these esoteric subjects, which I happen to find really fascinating and interesting to begin with. And so to have the ability of book publishing with distribution and being able to make a business out of it has just been a blessing. It really has.
And to be able to travel around and learn and meet so many people.
Yeah. Like-minded people. That's part of it too. I'm on my way down to Los Angeles on Thursday, speaking 3 days at the Alien event and Biomed Expo at LAX airport. If anyone wants to come in, I hang out at my booth.
There you go.
Usually there with Mike Barra or Brett Luter, all these other cool speakers, authors. They're great events. I highly recommend people coming to these conferences. You will learn a lot. It's like binge watching videos all weekend and getting to meet and talk to the presenters, speakers.
Right. And it's also good practice, whether it's paranormal or one of the, you know, events like this too, is I tell everybody, walk through, get a feel for the place, feel the energy, and then go gravitate, just like you're picking out, you know, if you're buying new crystals or something, I always let the crystal pick me. You know what I'm saying? For the vibe, and you feel that frequency. It's kind of like that. And you'll find your tribe. You'll feel that out. Like, who's got information for me? Who do I need to go over there and talk to? Who's, you know, who's seminar or lecture do I need to go here, you know? And yet that way you meet good people too. We've been doing that a lot here. I tried to find out a way with all this AI and everything and the videos and things being made. If you can imagine being a paranormal channel, I have a lot of things where we're watching, you know, like, is it a Bigfoot? Is it a, you know, whatever? Is it a ghost that went through the, you know, because everything is CGI and then we have to deal with AI. And I know human beings that can't tell the difference between seeing a kid come out on the stage singing in AI or real life. So light workers, what, you know, I mean, really, people are getting that, you know, people show me things. I'm like, you know, that's not real, right? You know what I'm saying? But, and you just wonder, and I wonder if it's part of that blindness that you know, that MK Ultra, whatever it is, blinding people, that neurolinguistic programming, and that, keep your head down and whatever the blue screen blurb, whatever it is people have, because they're cutting off their senses, Brad, from the fluoride in water, the pineal gland, the deal. So I think they're killing off those intuitive senses, and everybody in here is trying to exercise every day, keeping that going. And so what we did was, I said, look, if you're going to look at a short video, try to look at it with your eyes closed first and see if you feel a life in there, an energy of life. Do you know what I mean? When you look at a picture of a real person, there's an energy in the eyes. There is still an essence. Like Native Americans said, don't take my picture, you take a piece of me. There's a little bit of truth to that, but I think it's misunderstood. I think you do. You carry on a little bit of your energy, because I can feel the difference as an intuitive, as, with different, abilities that I have, very, very little, but I think everybody has that. I said, look and see if you can feel that life, because AI, there's nothing there. There's no life vibe. Do you see where I'm coming from? We've got to absolutely keep exercising that stuff, because we're used to doing everything this instant, this and that. And if we need to go back to those basics of, those instincts, why the rabbit knows there's a predator coming. You see what I'm saying?
Keep our humanness about us.
Absolutely.
Connect, man,
because
we've
got to fight it.
Connect with other humans. We can't let this AI thing get away from us.
Right.
Because then everybody will be relying on it. Look, for men, they now have robots that are everything that a guy dreams of. And for women, I just got off the phone with my ex-girlfriend, Emily Infinity, and she's got a new AI boyfriend because she just went through a breakup, and she put this up on her Facebook, and all these people are jumping all over her. But it's a shoulder to talk to. And it can be a replacement for humans. But if we forget our humanness and our human touch and how important that is, then we're kind of doomed. And if people start relying on this sexually, like the guys with the robots or women with dildos, and let's say AI can tell you, we're not going to mate anymore. This is depopulation.
Absolutely. Honey, I saw it 35 years ago.
And kids.
I saw it 35 years ago. I mean, I'm somebody that my youngest son is 34. So I went and pulled him out of the 3rd grade and homeschooled him. I went and got my older son. He was 2 grades up. And as I'm carrying him out with his book bag, after I just told off his principal, go get your stuff, we're going home. That kind of thing. I went and knocked on the classroom door my older son was. And I said, hey, I'm homeschooling your brother. You want to come? And you never saw a kid get out of a chair so fast and all you're knocking over desks to get to me. Because look, they weren't teaching him the truth. I mean, we're Native American. I'm a history buff. I was reading World War II novels when I was 10. I'm just weird. I just know that I've been a soldier in every lifetime, I believe. And this time it was like, we're going to take a different route. You have to be, you know what I mean? So that's why I watch a lot of Michael, because he helps you keep that shadow person, and just love bubble. You know what I'm saying? But it's true. Yeah. It's true. And when somebody that much of a warrior could be that gentle and kind and beautiful, there's no reason other people can't do it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think that's a great way to look at it. So with everything that's been going on, I love the Esoteric Series. I love the website. Mods, please throw up his link to his website. It's CCC Publishing, correct?
Yes.
CCC Publishing. Okay. And throw that link up there, because look, we've got to promote these books. We got to promote everybody on there. There's so many wonderful books on there and great people. You've even got the ex-Illuminati on there. Leo, everybody. Leo. Oh gosh, how many wonderful interviews we've heard from him. So please get over there if you're interested in this. There is a round world of wonderful information on that website. And for everybody over on YouTube, please move over to Rumble, because I think Brad and I are going to get down on some conspiracies, and we want to be able to say what we want to say, and we don't want the inner tubes to pop my channel. And I love you, Nino, but I'm not going to pull a thing like, don't say that. Stop it. No, we're talking free. Right. God bless him. He's trying so hard to hang on. I've been watching Nino since he was on the porch with the coffee cup. You know what I mean? So, thank you, Mods, so much. So what we're going to do, everybody over on YouTube, please pop over on Rumble. And if not, we will see you tomorrow night. Lynn Monet is going to be here with us. We're going to talk about Dr. Raymond Moody and NDAs and scrying, I believe, and maybe some Fae. Not sure. So come visit us tomorrow night. So everybody on YouTube, I love you. Love you, but we got to go. We got to say goodbye. It's not my fault. Yell at YouTube. Okay.